Okay, that's weird. The intro stopped. Let's try this again.
From the Black Swan Media Studios, deep inside a secret underground bunker, we're speaking to freedom-loving patriots from all around the country and the world. Welcome to the Resistance. This is John Crump, live.
And we are back. It's Thursday, which is our Friday, so I am happy. Although I do have other stuff to do, including writing a new article tonight that will be out tomorrow about Trump and his promise to pass concealed carry reciprocity, which really doesn't matter because he banned bump stocks. And he just did a lot of stuff that's kind of sketchy. But bump stocks, violation of due process, all that stuff. But it's Trump, so who cares, right? He's doing the best for the country, whatever. All right, let's bring on a Trumpophile himself, my co-host, Flying Rich. What is up?
Well, Trump hasn't asked me to Mar-a-Lago yet, so I don't know.
When are you going to hook up your roadcaster?
When I clean my office.
Okay, because you've had that thing for like 6 months now.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I think you sent to me in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, the only reason I even cashed that check is because she bugged me to. I got another stack of checks.
Oh, did you just recently cash it?
Yeah. I cashed it about a month ago, maybe, but
okay.
Whatever. When you kept on bugging me to cash it, so I went ahead and deposited it, and I deposited other checks, but now I got to get to the rest of my checks. They're not big checks though. The guys don't.
You just use your phone, right? I mean, you just.
Yeah, no, but I'm busy.
Call of Duty counts as busy.
Call of Duty busy. No, I just finished Dead Space, so that's another video game. But yes, it does count as busy. Before we get into anything, I'm about to bring on Devin, who is a great guy waiting backstage. I do want to put out there that G Websites is raising money for a new machine to help make patches for the community. And it's not exactly cheap. It's like a $3,000 machine. But he is making patches for the community. So if you want to help donate, you can just go to this link and help him out. G-Webs is really, really good. Oh my God. I just think, Rich, you should be talking to Snoring Rich Pella about Pello royalties. All right, we got Devin. Devin, Freedom Over Everything shirt on, which is a great shirt. Okay. We had Devin. Thank you, Devin, for coming on the show. That was freaking fantastic, Devin. I hope you can join us some other time and have fun. We got to figure out why StreamYard is stopping the intro, by the way. Hi, Devin.
My bad.
I thought you.
Dude, Devin, it was so good meeting you at SHOT Show.
It was, dog. It wasn't long enough, but it was good to finally meet you in person. Yes.
Did you just call Rich a dog?
Yeah.
I didn't find him. I didn't. Probably some other white dude you met that looked just like me.
I did meet you. Didn't I?
No, Devin thinks all white people look the same.
I saw Black Rambo. I saw
you just
Jay the
giving-
Shooter.
Are you
Rich,
just gonna name all the black people you
I
saw?
swear it wasn't long, but I swear I ran into either I ran into you or I saw you from a distance and meant to run into you, but I know I saw you in person.
Like I kept getting sidetracked. I'm like, I gotta find Devin today.
Where did I see you at? Were you by the Talking Lead booth at all?
Nah.
Nah, never mind. Yeah,
No,
my bad.
I did.
I
I
ain't
did
gonna
go
lie.
by the.
John, yes, all y'all white dudes at SHOT Show look alike. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, I don't have the full beard. I mean, I've had the beard.
No, but you are
Yeah.
bald, and that's the other stereotype.
Yeah, Devin called me up and was like, "It was great hanging out with the U.S. SHOT Show," and I was like, "I wasn't at SHOT Show. What are you talking about?"
No, I didn't. But no, it was at the industry range day. Dog, like if somebody called in an emergency and had to describe what somebody was wearing,
Oh, no,
either
it's true.
everybody's going to jail or the paramedics are not going to know who to get to because everybody was in like the khakis and like the jackets. It was like, whoa, this is it's like Twilight Zone-ish.
Well,
But
that's why I don't go with the khakis, the jackets. I don't go with the beards or the bald heads.
yes, the beards, the glasses, and the hat. You have to have the whole. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I don't do any of that stuff to stand out.
yeah. But I understand. I was like, okay, this is like. Now I understand what you guys see when like you guys see a bunch of black people that wear Jordans and shit. It makes sense.
Wow. Hey, look at this. Snoring Rich is a channel member.
Devin met Bruce Willis and Mr.
Okay,
So,
Snoring Rich Rich fell asleep on a podcast.
Dang, Rich,
Dark podcast.
that's a pretty good comparison. He called you Bruce Willis.
No, dude, he has dementia. That's sad.
It is.
Bruce
It
Willis?
is.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's why he
That
retired.
is it. So I ran. So Dark and I are walking around, so I did fall asleep on Dark's podcast. But Dark's fallen asleep on Dark's podcast. So many times. But I was walking around with Dark, and I saw Jay the Shooter, and I guess it was some rando. It wasn't. I don't think it was anybody else in the 2A community. I mean, he was at SHOT Show, so he's somebody, you know. So I see Jay the Shooter. I run by him, and I grab this other guy, black dude. And I'm like, Kevin Dixie, so glad to meet you. Oh my God, I can't believe you're here in person. And then I run over to Jay the Shooter. I'm like, yo, Maj, how's it going?
The Tony Simon joke.
Yeah, Tony Simon gets people get Tony Simon and Mosh mixed up. I love that joke.
We all look alike, you know.
Dude, I love Tony Simon.
I really had somebody tell me that me and Maj look just alike. I was like, "Are you
look nothing?
are you serious?" Like,
you look,
like when I say nothing, I mean nothing alike.
I look more like Maj.
Like, bro, it was wild, and he wasn't even white. That was the worst part. He was like Spanish, so it was even worse. And it was at CPAC too, which was even worse because I didn't even dress up at CPAC, and Maj did. So like,
well,
it was interesting.
Maybe that's it. Maybe because Maj dressed up and you didn't.
No, you don't mistake me for him. That doesn't. No, there's no excuse.
Okay, I'm just trying. But Devin, how's Kids to the Kings going? Tell everyone what Kids to the Kings is and what it is.
Kids to the Kings is my youth mental health outreach program that I birthed to life through Walk the Talk America and the support of other people in the gun industry. Mainly Walk the Talk America, though. But it's going pretty well. We got a decent group of boys. I guess kind of a segue, but kind of coincides with it. Greenwood, the project that Kevin Dixie's working on in Georgia, is finally opening up, and it's 40 acres of beautiful open land that's also going to have a range on it. It has a river on it, like a little stream in the back. Like, it's beautiful land. So we'll be using that for like
Is it the Ohio River?
campgrounds.
Because
Huh?
if it's the Ohio River, I'm not going there.
No, we're Georgia. We're in Georgia.
Rich was doing some type of joke that
I don't know if that was a white guy joke. That one went over my head. I don't know what that one is.
that's a rich joke. That's not a white guy joke. That's a rich joke.
Well, Rich
No,
is white.
that's a Palestine, Ohio joke.
Oh,
Yeah, I told you it was a rich joke.
got it. No one knows the name of the river though. You should have just said Ohio.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty fucked up. But hey, more money to Ukraine. But yeah, Kids and Kings is going well. We'll have a lot of projects going this summer. Camping, everything outdoors, really. Just getting them into. Hello, where'd I go? Oh, my bad. I thought I like blinked out. Yeah, just getting them into a different environment than they're used to, and giving them an environment outdoors to really just exhale and do some different stuff with. But that's really the main focus right now.
No, that's really cool.
Oof.
That's really cool. So yes, Rich does crash jokes.
Rich, what do you do for a living?
Cloud engineer.
Let's stick to that. Comedian's not your thing, bro. Comedian, podcasting. Find something else to place in there and let's put comedian at the far end.
Yeah.
Stick to cloud engineering and podcasting, buddy.
Guns. You're good with guns. You are good with guns. Hey, my man, there you go. Now jokes, maybe a little out of your lane. But
yeah, well, remember, okay, Devin and I, we used to do like a podcast together, or Devin was a frequent guest, like every single podcast.
It was when I was training in my podcast hosting time.
Yeah, you got to deal with Gitmo, who was drunk on basically every podcast.
Yo, my God. Yeah, that was
he would be a little bit drunk at the beginning, but by the end he was
done trash. I mean, like weird helmets on, like
slurring speech.
Yeah, like just completely incoherent speech. It was rough.
All right, I gotta dispel a rumor. I have not had a car accident since I got my pilot's license.
Oh,
unless you count
when I crashed into a car.
The second plane crash. Yeah, unless you count the second plane crash where I hit a car.
I'm gonna buy you a book on how to like do jokes, Rich.
Did you look that one up?
No, it was just he said it so many times.
Well, he's
no, because it looked like for a second he like turned to his computer and was like looking for something. But hey, have you guys interviewed Jake? What's Jake's real last name? Jake from Walk the Talk America.
I thought you
not State Farm.
Oh my goodness.
But yo, Jake has some of the best dad jokes in the world. Like he tells them at the worst times, like middle of a deep conversation, he's cracking off dad jokes no matter what it is.
Okay, G-Webs has a question. What do the kids today look forward to and what interests them? Is it really just video games and social media like so many?
As sad as it is,
most of it.
They don't know what they're interested in until you give them something else other than what G-Webs just said.
Yeah,
that's the best answer I can give you.
That's why I get my kids heavily involved in the Cub Scouts, because that gets them out camping and doing a bunch of other stuff.
Well, your kids also know how to code already, John. So like you're involved, which is the main thing. Like your kids are going to be interested in whatever you make them interested in. At the early stages, they're all sponges. So you have to put in whatever you want them to soak up. And a lot of the times, that's the problem, is that people just prop up a screen or put them in a program and try to make that their influence. And then they're surprised when their kid is now, something that they didn't expect, to say, to put that in light terms. But yeah.
I'm trying to
my favorite saying right now is every parent is their child's first influencer. Every parent is their child's first teacher. So whatever you decide to put in, either you're going to pay for it now or you're going to pay for it later. Is how you want to choose your struggle.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my kids interested in other stuff. Like my son Nicky, my youngest, I play chess with him like every night.
Yes, chess. That's one of my Kids the Kings go to, no matter what it is. And then along with that, during the chess game, we'll talk about controlling your impulse and why that's so important as a man and as an adult to be able to control your impulse. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no problem. No, my 5-year-old, who's about to turn 6 on Monday, is insanely good at chess. Like they match him up, even a chess club with.
And he lets John win.
Yeah,
occasionally.
Even a chess club with kindergartners to 5th graders, and they match him up via skill level. So everyone he plays is like in 5th grade, and he's studying all these chess strategies. So he'll do a chess strategy, and like Kasparaitis did that in 1976. I'm like,
yep, that's John Crump's kid right there.
It's like you're 5.
That is John Crump's kid right there.
Are you telling me about some chess strategy that the world class chess player? So he's really, really good. But we also take him ice skating every weekend. My youngest son Nicky is into soccer and Cub Scouts. My oldest Matthew is into track, so he's running a lot of track, mostly cross country. And also
the good part about where you are is that area is very like community and neighborhood oriented, so they do a lot of community stuff.
Yeah,
when I was over there just working in that area, you could tell that like they were big on making sure everybody knew everybody. It was kind of cool. But John, when is the next family reunion? Because I want an invitation to this one. I feel like that's way overdue.
My family reunion?
Yes.
We haven't had a family reunion since before COVID. Are you talking about my family reunion or?
Yeah, the big one. Everyone has a big one.
We haven't had a family reunion in years, so.
Well, when you plan the next one, I want to come.
Okay.
I'm so serious.
That's fine. You can come. But there's something going on in June that you might be interested in.
What's going on in June?
The Guns Out Range Day.
Oh, yeah. That's at
Supercar
again.
Influencers and Guns. Michigan.
Is definitely. What date is it?
I got to get you the date. I don't remember.
Yeah, because June. I'm doing something with some politicians in June. Or no, never mind. That's July. So maybe. Yeah. June's also my birthday month. So
come up for your birthday. July, I'm going to be in Europe for a few weeks.
That's dope.
Yeah, just chilling. Actually, I'm gonna go around Italy, then make my way down to Sicily and go to a wedding after touring like mainland. And stay in Sicily for a little bit.
Got you. Did you guys do anything for 2A day yesterday?
No.
Well, what kind of patriot are you?
Well, every day is 2A day for me.
That's a good answer.
You know how much stuff if you're talking about
John said, I am the 2A every day.
If you talk about 2A related stuff, I did some stuff for GOA in the back end, doing that stuff. I researched some legal cases. I'm working.
That counts?
I'm working on
That definitely counts. What do you mean? You definitely did something on 2A day.
Yeah, I'm writing an article on the history of the two-step test and why it's gone and how states are still trying to apply intermediate scrutiny, even though it is going against everyone.
Did I tell you about the webinars that I'm a part of now? That are like it's an anti-gunners webinar like series. And I'm basically behind enemy lines learning how.
I'm there too. The last time when they shut off the chat because of all the trolls was Operation Mayhem.
No, I don't think this is it. Like mine's pretty like intimate. It's not that many people. It's called like the Joyce Foundation. I should probably say
like efforts try to do something like that, but
it's crazy. But it's literally everything that we anticipate. Like I'm not seeing any new tactics that I would have to use combating anything that they're already saying. And the crazy part is like they kind of hyper focus on black people, so it makes the job even easier for me. Because like now you just sound like a condescending, smug, liberal racist.
Well, we all know. I mean, that black people aren't smart enough to use the internet or get a driver's license. So
right.
I'm gonna clip that and put that out of context.
Oh, God, no! Oh Lord, no! There was this. I forgot. I think it was Army Army Harwich walking around New York City.
Can you do this?
He was talking. What's that?
Can you do it again? Hold on.
No.
Can you do it again now?
No.
Can you say that again? No.
So Army Harwich was walking around New York City, and there's all of these. He asked black people, then he asked white liberals, and he asked like, "Hey, do you have a driver's license?" It's like, "Yeah." "You know how to use the internet?" "Yeah." It's like, "Do you vote?" "Yeah." Everybody had the same answer. All the black people asked. Then he goes to the white SJWs, and he asked them if they thought, it's fair or not to have voter ID for black people. They're like, well, they don't know how to use the internet, and they wouldn't know how to get a driver's license. And I'm like, oh, so white SJWs are here and black people are here, is what you're saying. And it's like they all said the same thing.
Yep, that's how they do it.
Well, if you look at like the Redskin name, right? The Redskin name, 91% of Native Americans said they had no issue with the name Redskin for a football team.
It's just
that was 100%. Bro, I got in an argument with some white people recently about the freaking Aunt Jemima Jemima bottle. Like, bro, like nobody asked for y'all to take her off of there. Who said that was a step?
So the lady's family, that the lady who was on the bottle, her likeness, her family was getting royalties for that.
Yeah, she was a free slave that started a freaking company and put herself on the bottle.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even know that part.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I figured the royalty part, though. Like, if your image is on something, you're going to get paid for it. But I did not know that she was the whole free slave thing. But yeah, that's
so it's just like,
that's normally how it goes. Yeah.
These SJWs are ruining it for everybody. And they
don't tell. It's funny because I tell my kids sometimes, like, yo, if y'all hear like white people say Black Lives Matter, dart in the other direction. Like it's going to be much more beneficial for you just not to listen to what they have to say. Like,
yeah,
I promise you. Like,
they're like,
bro, the white savior complex. The white savior complex is so infuriating. Like, I can deal with lily whites, but like the condescending white saviors, like Jesus, like just shut up. Most of the lily whites, they're gonna die off faster anyways. Like,
you know what I call it? The avatar theory.
Yes, John, but it's white savior complex. I
Yeah.
understand.
I
But it's
like that.
white savior complex.
Yeah,
So
but
not
that is why it's-
SJW, but WSC.
Yeah, it's dog. It's bad. Have you not heard about this before, Rich?
No. I love it because that
Oh,
that
okay. I
totally
was gonna
fits.
say, bro, yeah, it's bad. It's and a lot of it is in academia too. Like, man, even HBCUs were started by a white dude. A lot of people don't know that one.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the Aunt Jemima thing was really crazy because they're like it's a characterization of black people. No, it's actually a real freaking picture of the lady that started the company. You know?
It's like a lot of this stuff, like it just never works. It's like affirmative action or like the Roni rule in the NFL. Like we still don't have that many black coaches, and it still hasn't produced anything. It's literally just a virtue signal to, hey, we're trying to do something that's not going to affect shit. It's like gun control. It's the same thing. Like, when are we, and I'm not even putting it on like the liberal movement anymore because that's their position. That's what they're supposed to do. But when are we as like adult citizens going to start like just calling out the nonsense? I was actually talking to one of my like more popular.
I have.
Well, I can say it. I was talking to Kim Klasick the other day, I think 2 days ago, and I told her, I was like, I've been waiting for a long time for like the adults to take over again, and she agreed, and she's also she's about to do something pretty big too. But she's we were just talking about that, how like for the past couple years, it's been a lot of just like children running amok in politics, and it's really time for like the next regime to be like, all right, like we're done with this WWE nonsense. We're gonna get back to like being adults.
Why were you looking at Rich's shoulder?
Sorry, I'm actually doing work while I'm talking to you guys. So
Hey, let me ask y'all, who would y'all rather have, DeSantis or Trump?
DeSantis. Not even close.
So I think DeSantis like puppets the right words.
Yeah, but what Trump
I
just came
don't-
out with, I can't get behind.
So Trump, you mean Trump's first run then? Because that's what he did.
Yeah, but no, what I'm talking about is
No. I'm talking to Rich, how he said Trump or
Yeah,
DeSantis
so
parrots the right words.
I
That's
mean,
what Trump did in his first run.
DeSantis is my governor.
Oh, you'd know
So
better than
here's my beef. I think DeSantis plays a good role, but here's the beef that I have right now. So we have a supermajority in the Florida House and a supermajority in the Florida Senate of Republicans or rhinos, however you want to call them. And instead of giving us constitutional carry, open carry, they're going to let a bill of permitless carry go through. And everybody's been warned that, hey, if you make an amendment for that, boom, you are out. So don't even like in committee bring it up. It's like vote on it, approve it, disapprove it, whatever, but there will be no amendments to it. And if you talk about amendment, like, constitutional carry, open carry, not going to happen. And we're going to pull all funding from you.
Yeah, but here's my issue with Trump. He released a video yesterday where he said he wants concealed carry reciprocity, but he also passed the bump stock thing, which is why we have this whole entire pistol brace fiasco and pistol frame fiasco. Without the bump stocks going through and working, then we wouldn't have this. Also, he released.
Hold up, John. And wasn't that like the precise, like specific projection too? It wasn't like, oh, he's just gonna open the door for more gun control. It was specifically, we're gonna get bump stock bans, and then they're gonna come for the braces. I'm pretty sure I remember that.
Well, that was my prediction.
Well, that's probably why I heard it. But all right, my bad. Go ahead.
But also the take guns first, it's a violation of due process. Released a video yesterday where he was talking about his plan to fight crime, which I agree with some of it, but other parts of it is doing like a national bill for like to give police immunity, right? Which I think for like their actions, which a lot of places they have right now. Which I don't exactly agree with, because sovereign immunity I don't think is a good thing, actually. Also, he talks about bringing like a nationwide stop and frisk, which I think violates the Fourth and Fifth Amendments. You can't just stop someone for no reason at all. I might be a libertarian. My libertarian side might be showing through, but I don't think that is constitutional. I would rather have dangerous freedom than peaceful servitude. Then he talked about another thing where he talks about pitting the National Guards in the city. So
Yep.
I don't like that idea. I mean, in emergencies, maybe, but it should be used very, very sparingly.
He said that about Chicago.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's everybody, if anything, should know Trump is big on his police. He loves them. He's not going to go against them, and that's why ultimately you can't really look for him to be very pro-gun, because at the end of the day, we're the ones that are, as politely as we can, we say fuck police. Like, look, dog, if it comes down to it, that's what the Second Amendment says. Fuck the police.
Yeah. Like there's a couple different things. Like
My bad. You're probably gonna get like demonetized if I keep cussing. No, I keep seeing everybody else like mute and like not use certain words. What's going on with that? I meant to ask you about that too.
Yeah, they demonetize you. I mean, I feel.
So be it. What am I going to make? I'll not make the 10 cents on the video I would have made.
I feel more inclined to go with free speech than monetization. That's just me. But yeah, I mean, I'm not anti-police, but I'm also not pro-police. I do think that there's a lot of good police out there, but I do think that there are a lot of bad police out there too.
I think it's like any protected authoritative position.
Yeah, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
if you look at what happened to that dude that got beat to death, I mean, that was terrible.
Oh man, yeah, that wasn't even like, yeah, I heard a lot of different stories about that. Like a couple of those dudes were like actually former gang members. They were all a part of this special unit called like Scorpion that had been getting a lot of complaints and shit because just for unprofessional.
There was lower standards to get these guys on.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing. That incident also shows that it's not a like a white versus black issue. It is
Joe, thank you. And that's what I tried to point out. I was like, this has always been a blue versus you issue. It is not a black versus police issue. They kill white people as much and more than they kill black people. And the problem is that they kill more people every year. So, hey, maybe we both should stop and say, why are these authoritative people killing more citizens every year, and figure that out. But
but they're not all bad though either. It's very, very nuanced. I watched a video where this one cop assaulted this one guy, and one of the cops came up and was like, and she was like, there's a channel called Audit the Audit.
Yeah.
Which like breaks down interactions between police and the public. She was like, dude,
did you see the one where the cop like punched one of the dudes that was handcuffed and then the other cop came over and arrested him?
Yeah.
That one was good.
Well, they're like, we have to arrest him. And like one of the cops left. He was like, I'm not going to be a part of arresting this guy. And she's like, it's all on video. I mean,
Oh, that's the one where she like stepped away and like called her like boss or something,
Yeah,
right?
said, I'm going to arrest him.
Yeah, I seen that
no
one.
one else here is willing to arrest him, and I'm going to arrest him because I decided not to press charges. But if he was going to press charges, she was going to arrest him.
Right. I remember that one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, so it shows you that some cops out there are good, but there's other cops, and that situation shows you the nuance of the situation. You have one cop there that she's going to do her duty and hold everyone accountable to the law, where the other cop was like, I believe him. And she's like, and she actually says to him, and she goes, I believe him. And she actually said to the other cop that said, I believe the cop that punched the dude, there's video of it. It's not choosing to believe one over the other. It's believing the video. And he no, Devin, I was saying, Devin got off there for a second. I was saying that she was, when that one cop was like, well, I believe.
Did you finish talking about?
No, that I was talking about what the cop said. I believe him over the other guy, and she's like, well, it's not about believing him over the other guy. It's about believing the video, and there's video.
Right.
And that's when the cop decided he was just gonna leave.
Yeah, hey, it's just like in the Ahmaud Arbery situation. Like it was corrupt all the way up because the McMichaels knew people within the police department. But hey, man, I will say this: I think we put too much on police. Like what? Stop giving people seatbelt tickets. Like, what the hell? Stop worrying about the HOV lane. Like, go find and worry about real crime. That's what I want. Like, rapes, murders, unjustified killings.
So you're saying they need to stop being highway pirates and actually solve crime?
Yeah, stop manufacturing crime out of thin air for revenue. But tell a cop that, they look at you like you're speaking a different language.
Like any law that does not have a victim,
isn't it not technically a crime?
Well, no, it's technically a crime. Like prostitution is technically a crime,
right?
And I don't think it should be. There's a lot of human trafficking in prostitution, but that's because it's illicit, and any illicit thing is gonna bring out people like that. The war against drugs is a huge waste of money that's never gonna win.
It's a lost war. America keeps bragging about their record. They definitely lost the war on drugs.
Oh, that's another thing Trump wants to do. He wants to enact the death penalty for drug dealers.
Wow. I am not picking up any hitchhikers.
Yeah, but
that's
there's certain things like,
hey, that guy Devin? Yeah, he's got like a pound of weed under his passenger seat in his car.
Yeah, we also need to get rid of.
If I'm in Virginia, I'm good.
Yeah, we also had to get rid of civil forfeitures.
Yes, that's crazy.
Yo, John, do you remember when you first taught me about civil forfeitures?
Yeah. Devin's
how mind blown I was. I was like, wait, this is a fucking thing? They can just take your stuff? He was like, yeah, and make you fight for it back. I was like, no, that is literally robbery.
They literally charge the item, and they're like, well, it's not a person, so.
Yo, that's
the craziest.
Nuts.
Kermit Love Bacon, how long can the judicial system ignore an emergency filing? As long as they want. There's no limit on that. So
are you guys, either of you familiar with Andrew Tate?
Yes.
Besides his content, have you been following his case and how unjust they are in Romania? Oh my God. They basically give him a review every 30 days and extend his charges or extend his imprisonment without any charges. So he's been in jail for like 120 days without any charges.
It's Europe. It's Eastern Europe, man.
Yeah. I was like, jeez.
We don't like you.
I could never imagine that in America.
I mean,
they got like 3 days in America, right?
Oh
some
no,
of the
no!
others.
January 6th, people are still in jail. The auto key card guy's like in jail for his second year.
No,
But isn't that for terrorism? And isn't that different? You don't get citizens.
no, no,
Most of these guys are
what you're
trespassing.
thinking about is like
Writ of
charges
habeas
being
corpus.
filed. The charges being filed. You have 3
Well-
days to file charges.
So for an arraignment, yeah.
Yeah, for an arraignment. That's what Devin's talking about. And the Andrew Tate situation is they haven't arraigned him.
Yeah, they haven't done nothing.
Whoa! It's like,
Yeah.
relax. You're in
They're
jail.
literally like trying to
Joke.
figure out if they should like charge him or not. It's nuts.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We think
John, don't get arrested in Europe, dog.
No, we think that the American justice system is unjust or whatever, or it's bad. But if you look at other countries, like I'm going to Italy, right? Italy, like the Amanda Knox thing, right? She was found innocent. She went back to the United States, and they're like, well, you know what? We appealed the decision. So they're like, you got to come back and face trial again. And she's like, hell no.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Because they have double jeopardy over there. So when they try to get her deported again, when they try to like get her extradited, the United States is like, we don't reckon it's double jeopardy, and our citizens are protected on our soil from double jeopardy, so we're not going to extradite her. But if she went to like Great Britain or something and got arrested, she could be extradited to Italy and have to stand trial all over again because
go to
they
Europe.
have double jeopardy there.
Wow.
So does Italy have extreme rendition like the United States?
No. Well, they probably do, but I don't know.
What other countries don't have extradition laws?
Well, that's a treaty between
Well, it's
different
treaty between countries, so that's kind of like a hard.
What is that? Oh,
Are you talking about like extradition? Like, well, are you talking about extradition? To the United States.
yeah.
There's
Is it basically all of our enemies?
Probably.
No,
Probably a good guess.
no, like,
Yo, I have
you have,
so
like-
many questions for y'all.
like,
Yo,
each
how
year
is
I'm gonna have-
Dr. Oz allowed to run if he's like dual citizenship like here in Turkey?
you can run, you just can't
Yeah.
be president.
Oh,
John's wife is dual citizenship.
Yeah, my wife.
Yeah. she's not running for senator.
You could be dual citizen and run.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Here's
I did not
something,
know that.
here's something interesting that you might find interesting since we're talking about extradition. Do you know who Roman Polanski is?
Yeah.
He anally raped a 13-year-old, fled to France because he has French citizenship along with American citizenship, and to this day they won't extradite him because his
The guy's still alive?
yeah.
Whoa.
They won't extradite him because his contribution to the arts.
He's a movie
What?
director. Or was.
Yeah. Like
And all of Hollywood
Well,
is like,
that's like what's his name? The guy from House of Cards.
no.
Yes,
no.
a little bit different.
Whatever. He was playing or preying on little boys.
Yeah, but there's still, I mean, that's still Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, that's his name.
But he didn't flee.
That's true. Which was very, very arrogant of him.
Yeah.
Hey, while we're talking about celebrities, that's a great segue into your man, Mr. Kill 'Em on Set, Baldwin. What are his actual charges?
Manslaughter right now, right?
Manslaughter, yeah.
I thought they dropped those. Or are they
No,
or are they just not looking at jail time anymore? Or something?
No. There was another charge that was
There's a modifying charge because it was a crime with a firearm, I think they dropped.
Yeah. The modifying charge.
And is it true that like this wasn't even during a scene? Like he was just messing around with the gun and shot it?
Yeah, they're preparing to film a scene.
What an idiot.
Yeah, the modifying charge got dropped.
That's not funny, but what an idiot. And like, have you heard? I've heard anti-gunners say that it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of world are we living in where the pro-gunners are saying it's 100% his fault, and
Well,
the anti-gunners are saying that this one is not his? Like, how does that make any sense?
well, he was the executive producer on the movie, right? And also, he was the executive producer on the movie. And yeah, Kermit Love Bacon. I know that's the one involving. He wants me to look up Great versus Lamont. That's the one involving CCDL, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But no, but the whole Alex Baldwin thing, he knew that there was issues with safety on the set. There a lot of people walked off the set because of issues with gun safety on the set. So he knew it and he didn't address it. And being the executive producer, it was his duty to address it.
Now, obviously, there are movie advisors and consultants that come out of the gun industry.
Well,
Clearly, I mean, maybe Taryn was out of his budget, but he couldn't have found it like
well,
the most basic instructor.
the chick that he had, she's the daughter of Thel Reed,
Who was it?
who is
who?
like a Thel Reed is a famous stuntman. So she got the job because of her dad.
And she probably didn't know shit about guns.
Well, I think she knew about guns, but I think she was too busy being a social media star.
That's not knowing shit about guns.
And she
Bro,
actually,
we just had the 2A range day here in St. Louis last night, right? Saw 130 people that were just coming in and out of the range. There's no time at all. If you are actually like responsible for other people's safety, there's no time for that shit. Like nothing. Like if you want to do anything, you have to do it when everybody's gone. Like you have to basically assume that everybody's level of safety is the same as the RSO. And that type of shit, that's just irresponsible, man. Like, Jesus, that's crazy. And you have the budget. Like, that's the worst part. You could have got anybody out there to do that.
yeah, and they got her because her dad, and she actually said that she wasn't, before she did that, she said she wasn't qualified for the job. And here's the thing, I don't know, did you watch the interrogation video when she was questioned by police?
No, sir.
She wasn't worried about, oh my god, this led to someone dying, or this woman died because of my inactions or my incompetence. She was worried about her career
And a reputation. Yeah, that's what I figured.
literally what she was saying. It was never like, how is the person shot? She was like, this is going to end my career.
Well, one person survived, the other person died. That's
no, but she.
I mean, that's like
said, I can't believe this is happening to me. And my answer is, I can't believe that your incompetence just led to the death of two people.
That's like Tiger King, where the guy blows his brains out. He says, "I will not financially recover from this." It's not like, oh my god, my boyfriend's dead.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
It's like, who are we concerned about? Who are we concerned about here?
Yeah, it shows a level of, I don't know. It shows just a level.
But I'm guessing that's like LA Hollywood attitude.
No, not really.
No,
everybody knows Taryn out there. Like Joe Rogan talks about him all the time.
Right.
No, I talked to like, probably, like, I'm not gonna say who, but he's one of the top armorers in Hollywood. and I talked to him about like what was violated, what was not. Is this as bad as it looks? And he's like, absolutely, it is worse than it looks, because being an armorer in Hollywood, these are the things that you do. You never you never go off the set and say, oh, the AD will handle it. You always handle the firearm, and you always check to make sure it is not loaded before handing it off to the actor. And then you have the actor check the gun as well. So not only do you check it, you say you check it and you verify that he checks it.
Yep, buddy system.
Yeah, and he's like, that didn't happen there. It was picked up off a cart, never checked by the AD, but the AD shouldn't have been handling it. It should have been the armorer, and the armorer should have checked it no matter what.
I got to do that for a live play last year here in Atlanta. And yeah, that's exactly what me and Kevin Dixie did. Every gun that he took out of the bag, he checked, I checked, they checked.
Yeah, here's the thing. They said he said that even if the actor sets the gun down, once it leaves their hand, that starts the whole process over, even if it's only for a second. It starts the process over. You check. There's no wiggle room. It's a hard rule that every armorer should follow, and that Hannah check didn't follow what went on. So that's what happened, and Alec Baldwin hired her. Alec Baldwin's been around a lot of movies, and he saw a lot of armorers, a lot of good armorers, because most of them follow like the safety protocols to the T, and it's not a flexible safety protocol; it's a hard safety protocol. So he should know that, being an executive director.
And you remember the video of Will Smith smacking the gun out of the dude's hand and clearing it?
Yep.
Such a good moment for Hollywood. And Alec Baldwin just ruined that for everybody.
Yeah. How the people are wondering how Alec Baldwin got live rounds anyway. No, okay.
Well, that's the other thing. My understanding. Sorry, John, go.
Apparently, they were doing target practice with the actual guns on the set, which you never do.
And you should never have live ammo on a set, period.
Yeah.
And dummy rounds, they just have like different material on the inside. They're still regular rounds, right?
They don't have.
That was the original guy cast for MacGyver blew his brains out with a dummy round. It was like a wax cotton wad, and he's like, "Oh, yeah. Prop gun," offed himself.
Well, and then isn't that what happened with Bruce Lee's son or something?
Brandon Lee. No, I was gonna say this is what happened with Brandon Lee. They took the gun and they put dummy rounds in there. All right. And after they filmed that scene, it was time to fire the gun with a blank. So they took the dummy rounds out, and dummy rounds have a bullet, like a real bullet, right? So, and blanks don't have a bullet on the end. So when they took dummy rounds out, the bullet got stuck in there. So when we pulled the dummy round, the bullet stayed in there. So when they inserted the blanks, it matched together.
Now, my question is, why? What does Hollywood need penetrating rounds for? Like, they can't just have something that you pull the trigger and it goes bang.
Well, you want to show point of impact sometimes, like just us guys shooting videos and watermelons and stuff like that. So you're going to be shooting a target at times. But realistically, with CGI, you can do a spark or something like that.
I can do that on freaking Final Cut. Not even UV motion or Final After Effects. You can do it directly in there.
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder, like, why do y'all have any kind of bullet? Like, why isn't it just a bang and a flash?
Because on the Pro, it was a revolver, and they had a close up of the revolver where you can see the bullets in the cylinder.
Oh, okay. Well, isn't that where CGI would come into play?
You could, but back then, I mean, that was like mid-90s.
Yeah, but right now,
Wait.
yeah.
So
I
did
mean, good
somebody
point. I mean,
die on the first other, like, because this was just a remake? No, never mind. You said Crow. His is Rust, right?
Rust, yes.
right?
Yeah, never mind. Okay.
Which they've started filming again.
What?
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Why would anyone be involved with that project?
Well,
I don't know. They're not filming in New Mexico, though. They're filming in California now.
wow, that's crazy. And you know what's crazy? Because of that story, people are gonna watch that movie just to see that. Just because of that story, I think people are gonna watch it at least once.
I'm not.
That's not big.
If I was a
That
fan,
is-
I'd be
I would-
suing for every bit of profit from that movie.
Oh, they are suing. They're suing hardcore suing.
Good.
That's correct. That's really a sin. I mean, so you're just picking over this lady's body. I forget her name, and I'm sorry that's not on the tip of my tongue. But
Yeah,
John, you wrote the only article that really went into the depth of the victim.
Yeah, everyone was
Everybody
writing
else-
about what happened, and so I decided, I was like, dude, you know what? That's been covered.
Yeah, you wrote a
too
great
much,
article.
and
I
people
was
are
like,
just like writing like her name. So I was like,
Mhm.
this is the victim. So I wrote an
Yeah.
article about the victim, about her life. I did some research on her life and how
She was like a big producer or videographer, right? She
Yeah.
started small.
Yeah, she
And,
came
like,
into the
grew up.
country.
she worked her way up.
She
Yeah.
came to the country to pursue the American dream because she truly believes in the American dream, and she worked her way up.
And she did it fairly quick. Is that right?
Yeah, because she was incredibly talented.
Yeah. I remember seeing like a short story they did about her.
And she was like, if I stay in my own country, that we don't have the opportunities, you can't, that we don't have the upward mobility or that in the United States. So she came to the United States and she loves the country.
Oh,
I mean, she
what a
was very
horrific
proud
story.
of becoming a U.S. citizen. But yeah, I don't know.
Man. That's
So
sad.
Dark dropped a large comment in here. He said, blanks are crimped and new movie guns are not supposed to be able to chamber blanks. There are regulations against it, but I guess a bunch of people get around it for different
Well,
reasons.
during the Crow, you remember the Crow was like 1993, and a lot of those laws came out because of what happened during the Crow. The Alec Baldwin thing, that wasn't a blank going into a bullet. That was a live round.
So you said they were target shooting with the guns on set before. Why the fuck would you do that? Like, how? Man, that's crazy.
Well, I think when you look at Alec Baldwin and his attitude towards things, and not like I know him, not like I'm trying to do a psychological profile of him or anything like that. But it seems to me that, hey, he's running the show. He gets to do whatever he wants. He wants to point a gun at you and pull the trigger. He's going to do it. Wow, what a jerk. And fellow Long Islander also. But not all the
From
Baldwins
Long
are
Island.
jerks.
One of the gun companies that Rich and I drove through their parking lot, that they've relocated to Florida. Or relocated
funny.
to Florida.
Word.
Yeah. But all right, man, we've been on for like an hour, so it's time to wrap this damn show up.
Word.
Thank
Do
you.
it.
for coming on
Devin,
so
are
much.
you going to the gathering?
Which one?
It's the gathering.
PSA, the
That's what it's
gathering?
called.
No, I don't even know what that is.
What?
What is it?
It's in South
coming up
Carolina.
next month.
It's
What
like
is?
it's like a range day at PSA.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
when
mini
is it?
Iraq veteran.
When is it?
No, I'd have to look.
Don't even know.
You said South Carolina.
There's
Yeah.
I mean, that's feasible.
it's at the.
I mean, you're not that far
I'm seeing
away.
if I can find it.
No, that's like 3-hour drive, if that. So shoot me the information. I'll see if I can make it.
All
Yeah, I
right.
don't know when the
Sounds good.
RSVP was, but
John, are you actually going to an event?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey man, I went to, what did I go? Oh, I went to the Second Amendment Foundation thing, the gun rights policy conference.
They have a conference.
Devin,
Yeah,
I'm forwarding the invite to you.
Okay.
It's not like, I mean, it's open to anyone, but it's more of
When was that?
Well,
they have
there's
every
like
year.
Thursday or Friday's media day.
Oh, he's talking about the gun rights policy conference. It's every year. It's
Sorry.
it's just a bunch of like gun rights people to get together, and they talk about what's going on in the Second Amendment community, and they talk about what they do, what's going on, and how like we can improve or whatever.
Got you.
Okay, so gatherings March 24th and 25th. So Friday is the 24th, and that's media day, and 25th is open to everybody.
Okay.
So if you go on the 25th, if you want to go and you're not media, it's $70 to go on the 25th. On the 24th, it's free if you're media, and I'm assuming 24th and 25th are free if you're media.
You have to apply for the media passes and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't think it's too hard.
Yeah.
Oh, so I did want to hook up with you because I'm like, oh man, I'm not going to range day on Monday, and they're like, oh well, Firearms Radio Network, just find Devin or somebody, they'll get you a pass. I'm like, fuck.
Devin, and you're not. Oh my god,
I'm messing it all up.
Wrong person.
Wrong person.
It's a white guy too.
Yeah.
There's a Devin white guy?
No, there's no Devin white guy, but the guy at Firearms Radio is a white guy, and his name is not Devin.
Oh, okay.
How are you getting it? His name is Sean, and he's white.
Sean Herring?
Yeah.
Yeah, we look nothing alike.
How did you get that messed up?
I don't know. I thought it was Devin.
Nope.
For some reason.
Wow. Rich, we might,
I have a tough time in Vegas.
We might have to rethink that comedian thing now. You might have some potential. It just has to come naturally, though.
They're not even. They're both in the gun community. That's the only thing.
I can make it worse. I can make it worse with the next thing.
We both hosted podcasts for a while.
Yeah,
that's about it. But yeah. So should I do the plugs before we leave?
Yeah, let me get going. You can follow me on John Crump News and John Crump Live, of course, which you're watching right now, probably on one of those. Actually, John Crump Live. I'm not broadcasting John Crump News, but I just dropped a video today. I got more videos coming out tomorrow. Check me out on Amaland. I got a bunch of stories coming out of Amaland. I should have out pretty soon. I've been kind of slow on the stories here, but it's going to ramp back up. February has been a busy month. You can follow Flying Rich at Flying Rich on all social medias besides Instagram, where it's Flying Rich _official, and also check out his new YouTube channel, Flying Rich Firearms. And now for Devin, give your final plugs.
Trenchwork Chronicles on Instagram, YouTube, Kids to Kings on Instagram, and the website for Kids to Kings is walkthetalkamerica.org/kids-2kings.
Yeah. Are you still doing the podcast?
No, that. Oh, we need to talk about that. No, yeah, I told you that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I gotta do something behind the scenes.
I told you that a long time ago.
All right. Well, yeah. There we go.
But yeah.
All right, we'll be
But
back.
I do want to do different stuff. But that's what we got to talk about behind the scenes.
Okay. Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
fine.
All right.
On IG, is it Kids to Kings youth program?
Nah, just Kids to Kings. It's in my bio on Trench Road Chronicles too.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be back on Monday, and on Monday we'll be joined by the one, the only gun websites. Who's a really cool guy.
G-Webs?
Yeah.
G-Web will
He's
be
going on
Monday.
camera?
He's the
Probably not.
archaeologist of the gun world.
No, probably not. It'd probably just be a little symbol there. But G-Webs don't show his face on camera. He's like a ninja.
The 2A Sasquatch.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we saw him at
The boomstick babe, she just posted, hold on, what men
Yeah.
think, what women think men want, what men really want, and it's the girl with the machine gun and suppressor and all that.
I'm surprised like Taryn hasn't like already posted that girl's veil and like made her a Taryn tactical gun bunny yet.
Yeah, we looked up her charges because Dark is absolutely infatuated with her.
I bet. I'm sure her GoFundMe is gonna be insane.
And one more time, I'm going to post the link to the G-Webs project, and that's what we'll be talking about, the sewing robot. All right, guys, we'll see you on Monday, and have a good weekend. And remember, stay ever vigilant, stay ever free. You got to keep in the fight, because right now the biggest threat to the gun world is not the anti-gunners. It is apathy. And we can be a huge voting block and get shit done. We are winning the battle. The anti-gunners want us to concentrate on the losing fights. But if you look, since the 1990s, we have been winning. 1990s, most states were may issue and not shall issue. And now every state is shall issue, and Florida is about to get a version of constitutional carry, not the one I want, but they're getting a version.
No constitutional carry, permitless carry.
Permitless carry. Well, like the majority of the states, will have some form of permitless carry. And that is scary to the anti-gunners. We have Heller, we have the Bruin decision. We're winning in courts, we're winning everywhere. We are winning, and don't let the anti-gunners tell you any different, because they want apathy so they can push their laws.
All gun control is racist.
Oh, remember,
All right.
early 90s. See you, Devin. Remember, the early 90s, you can only have 10-round magazines. And a bunch of features were banned. So now we don't have that. And with that, we're out.